Hi, I am not the Farshanuke, just a moron who writes him, and yeah, this is not one of the EVA reviews. It's not. You should be able to tell that from the fact that it's titled as something not that. So if you come to my channel for 8th Doctor Who book adventure reviews or Doctor Who reviews or something like that, you don't want to look at this video. Equally, I suppose this is kind of a video that maybe lots of certain kinds of people have been looking forward to in a certain kind of way, and also, like, it's very definitely not for those people either, because you see, this is a kind of a personal vlog about stuff, because kind of related to why I sort of stepped back from YouTube and everything went wrong there. But basically, we live in an age where we think opinions matter, and we place so much value in opinions and in notoriety and the validation of the masses. And here's the thing, right? There is a rule on the internet of 991, which is that 90% of the people who come across your stuff on the internet won't ever contact you at all. 9% of the people who come across your content on the internet will maybe message like once or twice. And then 1% of that are the people who will message all the time. And at the same time as this is going on, there is the fact that we live in an age of journalism. Like, it's not fake news because it's not fake news, right? Yes, there is satire, which is literally fake news in that it is news that has been made up. But there is no fake news. There is just journalism and bullshit. And journalism is basically what happens whereby we live in a world of such overwhelming speed that we don't actually have time to fact check anything. And this is compounded by the idea that we now get our media in this way. It's not just facts that are degraded, it's entertainment that's degraded. It's we don't just, it's not enough to not know accurately what the fuck is going on in Afghanistan. It's not enough to know accurately news. It's not enough that we have now reached the point to where I don't actually watch films anymore. I just watch the GIFs of them on fucking Tumblr, which is arguably one of the more I suppose safe and respectable forms of this sort of journalistic churning nature that the world has become, whereby we don't have the time to fact check or look over or even present stuff in any kind of an in-depth way. And there is this obsession with likes and views and you need to make sure everybody looks at your content. And no, you don't. You don't, right? Because yeah, there are some people who are like, literally the entire point of social media is to get likes and views. No, it's not. the point of social media is to be social using media. And here's the thing, social can be one person and a million people all talking about the same subject at once, or it can be you and a mate down a pub, right? When I'm going on Facebook with my friends, I'm not speaking to a million other people. When I'm doing these YouTube videos, particularly now, I'm not doing them for a million other people, right? In fact, if anything, I'm actively driving away the million other people because I know about how this journalistic stuff works. Because nobody takes the time to think, and I'm not saying this in sort of an old man yells at clouds sort of way, I'm saying this is the way the world is. We don't have the time to sit and watch and judge. Like, you don't say this video is shit after you watch the entirety of it. You look at the thumbnail, you look at the title, and you say, this video is shit, this person is shit. And the thing is that this attitude works vice versa, in the opposite direction, whereby you see a story and you're like, this is heartwarming, I will share this with everyone and say it is heartwarming, and then you find out the details and you're like, oh no, it's really grim, oh no, it's not so heartwarming. And I mean, there are stories about this on Tumblr, like you can see, whereby people get in trouble because there are all these memes going around now that are intended to troll people who don't pay attention. Like, you know, the year is 2018 and it's me and you and we're feeding the dogs and it's a lovely day in the park, and then Mario comes by and I fuck him, right? It's like this kind of deliberate leading you down the garden path, then boop, you weren't paying attention, fuck you. And people have actually like ended up in arguments and stuff with significant others because they just sort of read the opening paragraph and are like, oh look, this is a really sweet meme, and then it's like, oh dear, I just shared something with someone that said I want to cuck them. Or cuckold. I mean, I don't have a problem with the term cuck, but it is almost exclusively used by utter Nazi moron shits, right? I have no problem if you are a person who likes to be cuckolded. You do you, right? I'm certainly not going to judge your fetish if your fetish involves, say, sane consenting adults. It's just that people who generally use the term cuck tend to be Nazis, and genocide is an existential threat to the human race, and that shouldn't be a fucking controversial thing, but it is, because we live in a world of shittiness. And the thing is that because nobody is paying attention anymore, and because we are all just taking, 2 seconds to glance at something before hitting reshare, reblog, retweet, we create massive fanfares for strangers all the time, building up big, huge cults around people that then turn in an instant the moment we realize anything about them is entirely different. Like, genuinely, I feel like part of the reason there are so many Nazis obsessed with me is that some dickheads actually realised I was a left-wing person who is anti-Nazi and said, I know what will annoy this left-wing person, I will say that he is a Nazi. And they've spread rumours saying, this guy's a total Nazi, and so therefore all the actual Nazis are like, yeah, this guy's a fucking Nazi, he's total satire. Yeah, we're gonna watch him and he's gonna be a total satire of all the fucking lefties. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, isn't it? And it's like, they get to my channel and then they're like, oh, he's serious. Like, they're like, what? No, but you're supposed to be a well-made satire of leftyism. And it's just like, no, I'm just genuinely a guy who has got a heck of a lot of problems in his life, who made some shitty videos. And the thing is that, like, there are very few areas of my life where I even have the energy or the skill to put any kind of effort into it, and yeah, videos isn't one of them. And even there, this whole mass spreading thing of this is brilliant, this is wonderful, oh dear, has happened, right? Because, like, people don't read your fiction to judge if it's problematic. They do a search for terms and then they say, well, in this specific out of context moment, this looks dodgy. And the thing is like, so many things that I love have actually got moments that are a bit dodgy, right? Just because, like, societal progress means that there will be moments that are cringy, right? Like, apart from anything else, like, technology marches on, right? There are tons of effects in shows that I used to think were amazing, and I'm now like, yeah, that's shit. But equally, there are moments that there are jokes and scenes and moments of drama in stories that I used to think were amazing, and now I look at them and I'm just like, actually, that's really fucking problematic, and I did not see this before. That's the nature of a progressive society, right? If we are marching towards progress, we will always be looking back at the past going, yeah, that was fucked up, wasn't it? The problem is, however, that we are in an age whereby, because nobody fact checks anything, because nobody actually takes the time to watch an entire fucking video before they share it, and know the video is an hour long, is not a good enough reason. Like, I do not put a plot synopsis of my fucking videos in the description, because if you are the kind of person who needs a TLDR of the video, it's not for you. Right? If you are the kind of person who needs a TLDR of the videos I make, don't bother. You are going to hate them. Go away. Do something else. Your time is more valuable than the half a second it would take to read that plot synopsis. Because guess what? If you need a plot synopsis to watch my shitty videos, they aren't for you. And I realise this is 14 minutes in, so nobody's fucking watching it anyway. But that's, I suppose, my point. Nobody's fucking watching it anyway. Which is why I don't care. I just don't fucking care. Like, there is this part of the rise of fascism has been this big outpouring over, but freedom of speech matters. Here's the thing about freedom of speech, guys. Yes, you have the right to say horrible, horrible things. People have the right to say horrible, horrible things back to you. You have the right to be a complete and utter fucking moron. People have the right to tell you that you're a complete and utter fucking moron. And yes, you can have opinions that are shitty, but they don't matter. You can have opinions about people that are fucking horrible. Your opinions do not matter. You think someone is fat, you think someone is lazy, you think someone is ugly. Your opinions do not matter. You think someone is a selfish bastard. Your opinions do not matter. And yes, we live in an age where a mob cult can get someone sacked. That's still not an opinion mattering, though. That is actions mattering, because companies depend on public representation, and because basically the entirety of capitalism so far has been built around, oh shit, something's coming to threaten our profits, we must duck. And the thing is, I've been stung from both sides with regards to this, in the sense that I've had the left say, oh my god, he's a saint, oh no, he's a sinner. And I've had the right sort of lift me up into sort of memedom and then be like, and now we will kill you. And I'm just bored of it. And I don't care. And the thing is that the way the internet works is that when you say you don't care, people go, well then I will make you care. I will reach out and I will crush you because I am the great grand conjurer, blah. And it's just like, no, you're a dickhead. Right? Yeah, you hurt someone who you don't know. Congratulations, you're a twat. Doesn't change anything. Doesn't stop the problems in the world. Doesn't make anything better. And I suppose this is where, like, the absurd polar dynamics of, on the one hand, the social progressive, but we must be entirely critical of media because the media is what shapes future generations, and we must create better and better images of representation so that we will create a better and better generations going forward. And on the other hand, you've got, but it's all about the keks because we're all going to die in a fire, so fuck it, let's just have some humor while we're alive. It's like, the reason those two polar opposites are each kind of compelling in their own ways is that you've got kind of the left wing, we will make a better future through regulation, and the right wing, we're all fucked, let's just try and be happy while we're being fucked. And the reality is that we could probably just do with being a bit conscientious, but also like enjoy ourselves and be aware that other people are going to enjoy themselves, and that occasionally misunderstandings are going to happen and cultural differences are going to arise. Because here's the thing. You can be a racist without being a genocider. You can be a white supremacist without being a genocider. You can be a completely bigoted dickhead who is of no harm to society because you pay your taxes and you do your work and you obey by the law and you just are a bit of a shit, right? It's okay to be a bit of a shit, right? Society doesn't stop turning because people are occasionally a bit of a shit. If it did, it would have crumbled to dust long ago. But equally, right, you're not going to have your ability to be a bit of a dick entirely destroyed because people on Tumblr want to be left alone or called special pronouns or anything like that, right? And yeah, I realize I'm talking to fucking the alt-right here, but that's because basically the alt-right are the only people who might be still watching, basically. Because they're like, I must transcribe for Need so I can find a way to destroy him! And so maybe there is a way I can get through that, you know, like half an amoeba that is their brain and actually get through to them. But yeah, you don't need to be 100% right all the fucking time. You don't need to be fucking perfect. People fuck up all the time. And yeah, it's really fucking good that we are now living in a point in time where we are waking the fuck up to just how fucked up the people in power are. But we are gonna reach a point soon enough when we realize, alright, a good deal of everybody else also has skeletons in the closet. Right? It's, you know, it's the whole reason behind the hashtag #MeToo, the whole reason behind the hashtag Black Lives Matter. Okay? These kind of problematic behaviors are to a certain extent endemic within cultures, right? And yeah, we have to change those cultures. But equally, it is insane to think that those cultures are going to stop being toxic and problematic overnight, right? Yes, we should be smacking all the fucking Nazis we fucking can. We should be saying, hey, genociders, shut the fuck up. But you do not make a better fucking world by denying the reality of how it fucking works. You do not make a world by denying the fact that, yeah, people are not gonna become saints over goddamn night. And even if they do, they will still have been sinners at one point. Right? I have always been someone who is in favor of redemption, not revenge. Because if I wasn't, I would be a monster. Because I have been traumatized by so many different people that at this point, I can pretty much guarantee that, like, my list of people I would be seeking revenge on would be so much bigger than anybody who had actually, like, targeted me had hurt in their lives. Like, at a certain point, the amount of people that you want to seek revenge on for injustices is so much greater than the amount of harm that those people themselves have actually done themselves, right? Or at least that's what I've found. So that's why I'm not in favour of revenge. and it doesn't help, right? Yeah, stopping Nazis helps, because preventing genocide is good. And if you do not understand how preventing the existential death of the human race is a good idea, then I do not give a shit what words come out of your mouth, because you might as well be saying jibber 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 gob gob gob, right? And to be honest, I would probably care more about what the people who say jibber 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 gob 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 have to say, because they might actually be trying to communicate something that is vaguely worthwhile. Anyway, yeah, just doesn't matter that you don't like my videos. It doesn't matter that you think I'm stupid or you disagree with me or whatever. It doesn't. So what? Live your own life. Stop bothering mine. Stop wasting your time on me. Do better things with your time. Yeah. If I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna fucking do this. And that's it. Right? Like, yeah, I'm doing the EDA reviews. Because why not? It's not a grand big thing that is being pursued. It's just like, I read the books. I have a place to post video reactions of reading the books. I might as well. It's not a big thing. It doesn't matter. And yeah. Like, so many people are so keen to express their opinions to me about how they feel about me, and they just don't matter. Because I know the truth. And at this point, there is so much bullshit out there about me that it's just like, right, okay, you think bullshit. You're stupid. Not my problem. So yeah. People can be wrong. Doesn't matter. Just like, maybe maybe we need to stop being so fucking polar and binary about these things, and maybe like learn to merge like a sense of social responsibility and a need to criticize and improve media with actually like, hey, everybody's just trying to have a good time. If you don't like something, don't get into it, and just be yourself and do what you like. Yeah. Goodbye.